Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to completely demystify the modern marketing landscape. We're cutting through all the noise to discover what truly makes you employable in this insanely fast-paced industry. What companies are actually demanding right now. We'll map out exactly how you can build real, hard-hitting expertise. So if you're wondering how to stand out to a recruiter today, well, you are absolutely in the right place.
And that brings us to the absolute core of our topic today. Listen to this. Course certifications and reading a syllabus, they're really just the foundation. What recruiters actually look for is results. You could literally memorize every textbook out there and ace every multiple choice test, but if you can't prove that you can actually execute, you're going to get passed over. Recruiters are hunting for a proactive mindset, clarity, and most importantly, results. You just have to prove you can do the work.
Section 1. The Marketing Evolution. Okay, let's dive into this. To understand exactly where we're going, we really need to see how drastically the landscape is shifted. We've moved so far away from the days where a single clever billboard could carry a whole brand. Traditional marketing, print, TV, radio, it relied on a high-cost, incredibly broad approach. It was like casting a massive net and just hoping you caught the right fish. But digital marketing entirely flips that script. By leveraging online channels, websites, and social media, we're now operating in a reality with much lower costs, highly targeted reach, and incredibly measurable outcomes. You don't have to guess if your ad worked anymore. The data tells you immediately.
Section 2. The multi-channel ecosystem. Because digital marketing is so wildly measurable, modern success absolutely requires a connected strategy. It's not just about running one ad and calling it a day. It's about navigating an entire multi-channel ecosystem. The crucial thing to remember here is that the core pillars of this digital ecosystem should never operate in isolation. You've got search engine optimization, building your organic visibility. Then, content marketing nurtures your prospects by giving them actual educational value. Social media steps in to build community and awareness. Paid ads accelerate your precise targeting, and email marketing, that brings in that high ROI lead nurturing. They're all parts of one coherent ecosystem working totally in sync.
Let's move along and see how this actually builds. Customers navigating this ecosystem follow a really specific path. They start at awareness, right? Then they move into consideration, and finally, they arrive at a decision. At every single stage, different tactics are effective. For example, SEO catches them super early in the research phase, while something like targeted video marketing funnels or email sequences might push them from just considering your brand into making that final decision.
And Google Ads brilliantly illustrates how we can capture intent right at the source. It's a prime example of reaching users exactly when they're actively searching for a solution. Because it operates on a pay-per-click model, you're only paying a small fee when someone actually clicks on your targeted ad. It's precise, it's targeted, and honestly, it's a completely critical component of that multi-channel approach we just talked about.
Section 3. AI's role in marketing.
Now, as we look to the present and the future of the industry, a massive paradigm shift is happening. Over 85% of companies are actively integrating artificial intelligence, and the workload is shifting, dramatically. AI is completely taking over the heavy lifting. We're seeing automated content generation taking up about 40% of the AI focus, with keyword clustering and SEO alongside chatbot lead capture, each taking 30%. Tools like ChatGPT, Canva AI, and SEMrush aren't just cool little novelties anymore. They're literally the engines driving efficiency across these crucial slices of the marketing pie.
To be employable today, mastering these specific AI tools is an absolute must. Whether it's crafting generative content with ChatGPT or Gemini, designing stunning visuals with Midjourney and Canva AI, or automating your entire campaign with something like Pabbly Connect, these are the tools that enable marketers to execute smarter ads and deliver hyper-personalized content at scale. Seriously, one person using AI effectively can do the work of a dozen who aren't. It's a total game changer.
Section 4. Building expertise through projects.
So we know the ecosystem, and we know AI is driving it. But how do you actually prove to a recruiter that you can use all these platforms? How do you transition from being a student reading a syllabus to a sought-after professional commanding a real salary? Well, this number right here is everything. Executing 80+ real-time live digital marketing projects is the definitive way to forge true expertise. You simply can't just read about this stuff. You've got to get your hands dirty. Designing campaigns, setting up tracking, optimizing budgets, doing this across more than 80 varied projects is exactly how you build the muscle memory required to actually succeed in this industry.
Now, what's really interesting is when you look at real recruiter perspectives from top digital marketing career guides, a very clear pattern emerges. They honestly do not want to hear, "I know Google Ads." They want to hear, "I ran a campaign with a 500 budget and I got 50 qualified leads." Hard proof, measurable results. That is the ultimate currency of the modern marketing job market.
And you get that proof by executing hands-on Capstone projects just like these, running an AI-optimized Google Ads campaign, building an AI chatbot for marketing and leads, or managing an end-to-end campaign. Executing these exact types of projects completely bridges that massive gap between high-level syllabus theory and then on-the-ground day-to-day campaign management. It gives you the rock-solid portfolio that makes recruiters stop and actually pay attention.
Section 5. Campaigns that change brands.
When practical, multi-channel expertise is executed perfectly, the real-world impact is absolutely staggering. It's not just about metrics on a dashboard, it's about fundamentally changing a brand's trajectory. Take Old Spice as a brilliant micro-case study. They were really struggling with relevance, kind of seen as an outdated brand. But through an incredibly sharp, digitally focused viral campaign, The Man Your Man Could Smell Like, they transformed their image practically overnight. They re-engaged a much younger audience and went from obscurity right back to global recognition. That's the power of executing practical digital marketing skills at the highest possible level.
But a transformation like that, it doesn't happen by accident. It relies on some core elements: highly shareable content, a really strong emotional appeal, a deep connection to cultural trends, and high user-generated engagement. To synthesize all these elements successfully requires massive amounts of practical testing. It requires the deep experience you only get from executing project after project. Remember those 80-plus projects we talked about earlier? Until you truly, deeply master the ecosystem.
Which leaves us with this final thought. You've seen the landscape. You know that AI is the engine and that practical, multi-channel execution is the key. You know the theory. So the only real question left is, what will your first project be? It's time to stop reading and start building your portfolio today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.